Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Don't mind me just adjusting everything right now. It has been a crazy day. I am filming so much later in the day than I normally like to, but it's been a crazy weekend. So I have my June reading plans for you, and I just have a couple things to say about it first. So as I've shared sneakily, I do have a couple trips, at least 2 planned for June. So I'm not saying that I went necessarily easy on my TBR, as you'll see in a moment, but I did really stick to books that I really want to read, and I'm leaving myself a lot of space because between books that are coming out that I'm excited for, the book clubs that I have, and then my patron reads that I have, I really wanted to leave it open. So I'm not going to be doing the TBR tin this time, the books that are for would normally be in that section, I did audiobooks and ebooks that I really want to get to. So they're books that I have had on there for quite a while that we're going to get to. And then I do have some books for some special projects and other things that I'm doing that we'll get to. So anyway, that's the intro for this. We're going to dive in. I'm hoping this one won't be too long because we're not going to talk about a bunch of descriptions and anything. I'm just going to go over the books that I'm going to be reading. So as I do, this is kind of broken up into some categories. So we do have first my book clubs and read-alongs. So the first thing we always have to share is what I'm doing for Rake Appreciation Society with my bestie Crystal. This Rake Appreciation Society will be on, I believe it's the 16th. I wrote the wrong date down right there. I have it on the right page here. Here it is. It's June 16th on Crystal's channel, and we will be reading Love and War by Shira Lynn. I've read this book, actually got to read an arc of this. I have a personalized copy from Shira right here. This takes place in 1940s Paris, and it is a black lounge singer and a doctor named Emil who is the son of a Nazi. Okay, this book is short, it's quick. There is an audiobook for this one now, and I'm so excited to have Crystal read this and all of you, because this is a criminally underloved book, and it's also, you know, a World War II historical is not something that we usually read. Usually the Gilded Age is as far forward as we go, but I love this book. Okay, I love it. I'm so excited. Then, of course, we have our SJM-Along, which is continuing. And I believe this live show for Queen of Shadows will be on June 30th, and it will be on Rachel's channel for Rachel Reads and Sings. So we'll be doing Queen of Shadows, which is gorgeous. Here's the back of this one. It just has all the wyverns on it. Gorgeous. And then the short book, The Assassin and the Underworld, which is in this. I had to show this off. Look at that. So those are the only SJM that we're reading. From here on out, we are only reading one a month. I know in April and May that was different, but now we're going to go to 1 a month because they get bigger and there's more to dissect. So yeah, very excited to dive into these. I know for a lot of people, it was very hard to stop after Heir of Fire and switch to ACOTAR. I know some people didn't. Some people just went right on ahead, but I am thrilled to discuss those. So very excited about that. Go back to my other page. Okay, so for new releases and arcs that I will want to read in June, we have A Matter of Temptation by Stacy Reed. Again, I don't have these in front of me, so I don't remember what this one is about, but I believe it's Stacy Reed's new series that will be starting, but I'm excited. Crazed by Maggie Cole. This will be book 3 in the Mafia Wars New York. Filthy King by Serena Ackroyd, which I hopefully will be reading in the next couple of days because this one comes out June 2nd, and I signed up for an arc of it, so I'm hoping I get this one soon. Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. This comes out near the end of the month, but I will be getting an arc for this book as well, so very excited. Stolen by a Sinner by Michelle Hurd. This will be book 3 in her Sinner series, and I didn't love the first book, which I read during the Mafia Readathon, but I did love the second book, and so I'm intrigued about the third book, which I think this one is captor-captive situation. And I signed up for an arc of this one. I also signed up for an arc of Give Me More by Sarah Kate, which will be book 3 in the Salacious Club series, which, you know, everyone's loving. And then a book that's already like out, but it's a new release, is June 1st by Jennifer Hartman. I'm going to try to read this. We'll see if I can stomach it. We'll see. I'm scared, but I'm excited. Then, as I said, I have some patron reads. Let's go over those. So in my Patreon, if you'd like to check it out down below, I have books that I annotate for 2 different things. So the first is that everyone at the $7 level and ahead gets to help me choose a book that I will be reading and reviewing, and when I review it, I will do a exclusive video for Patreon. So this month that I'm filming this, I did Waking Olivia. There's an exclusive like 30-minute deep dive review of Waking Olivia on my Patreon. And the book that was voted on for June that I will be reviewing is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. And this is perfect because I actually had just bought the 2 books that are out in this series. So I will read this. And I obviously will still tell you guys like vaguely what I think about it, but all of my like details about it will be for patrons only. But I am going to read it, and I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. I've heard great things about both books in this series. Then, I have 4 patrons who are on the level where I will annotate a book personally for them each month. This is my highest tier, and there are only 4 slots available for this. Some of my patrons have said that they will maybe be they will step down from that one in July, so keep an eye out. But 2 of my patrons, which this will maybe be a surprise for them who are looking, because they were like, just pick one. 2 of them picked that they want Lessons in Corruption, which I have not reread this book in so long. And since Caution to the Wind has had to be postponed indefinitely until Facebook figures their shit out, I was like, you know what? I'd love to reread this. So no, my sweet patrons, I'm sorry you won't be getting this copy of it, but you will have the copy with King on the front. This book is a student and teacher romance where the teacher is a woman. And this is the first book in the Fallen Men series. So I'm very excited to revisit this. And I will be reading and annotating this for those patrons. Then one of my patrons asked for any book in the Stay a Spell series. And I happen to have a extra copy because one of my viewers sent me a signed copy of Witches Get Stitches. And since Always Practice Safe Hex is coming out, or has come out, I don't know when you're seeing this video, I was like, you know, I haven't listened to the audiobook of Witches Get Stitches yet, and so I was like, this will be perfect. I will listen and read along with this and annotate it, and I'm excited. And then one of my patrons, of course, wants another book in Queens and Monsters, so I will be rereading and annotating Carnal Urges. How dare they ask me to reread Carnal Urges? What shall I do? So very excited to do that. So those are the Patreon picks. Then I have some books I'm going to read for special project / for other reasons. I'm not like fully explaining what these are for yet, but there are 3 more books by Juliet Cross. So maybe you kind of have an idea what one of my special projects will be. I want to finish the Vampire Blood series because I really loved Black Lily and the Red Lily. So I want to read the White Lily, which I believe this one is like the Snow White retelling. And then the Emerald Lily here. I got physical copies of these 2. So I'm going to be finishing up this series by her. And then the audiobooks for her like Dragon series are coming out over the next like month or 2. So I want to also listen to, if it's out, Dragon in the Blood, because I have not finished this series. Then I want to read So Twisted by Melissa Marino and About Us by Cheyenne Sierra. So those are books for special projects. Then my last little group here that I want to go through is, these are books that I have either owned for a very long time or I have the audiobooks for. And specifically these ones are all ones that have audiobooks, but like I'll show you this. I've left room for some here because I'm going to make a spinner wheel of some of my oldest some of my oldest Kindle books that I've purchased to try to get through some of them. And that's what I'm hoping to do like on some of my trips or whatever. But these books I'm about to share are because I've bought the audio in some of Audible's previous sales that have happened, and I want to get through these books. So one of them is Pleasures of a Notorious Gentleman. This is book 2 in the, I don't remember which series this one is, but I want to get to Waking Up with the Duke, and I think that's the 3rd one in the series. I've already read Passions of a Wicked Earl. I haven't read this one. The Lords of Seduction, is that this series? Or the Lords of, I don't know, but I want to read another Lorraine Heath. It's been a little bit since I've read a Lorraine Heath. Shame on me. I have an audiobook for Wildlands, and I bought the hardcover for this one as well. I just realized I forgot one too. I also want to read Not a Hero. I bought the audios for this whole series when Audible had their series sale because they were only like $4. And these books were gifted to me by one of my viewers. This whole series was, and so I want to get to them. So I want to get to this. This is by Charisse Sinclair. I've read some of her BDSM books before and really enjoyed them. So yeah, I'm going to read Wildlands, which is continuing the Savage Land series, because I read the first one a little while ago. So very excited for that. Then I have Dane's Storm by Mia Sheridan. I believe this is a survival romance, because I think that's why I bought this, is when I was in my survival kick that I was going through. Then Prince Charming by C.D. Reese. This I got because it was a Shane East read book. I really wanted it. And then Gravity by Sarah Kate, because I want to keep reading Sarah Kate, and I have the audio for this one. So yeah. All right. Some other like events and things that are happening. I thought I would share that because I never like do. And I think it would just be good to let you know what some of those are. So I am going to be traveling the 2nd through the 5th of June. There should be a video going up while I'm gone, but that is a secret trip that I'm going on. Then on the 11th of June will be the Fated Friend Hangout. So my channel members who are Fated Friends. On the 16th, the 16th will be Rake Appreciation Society. The 24th through the 26th, I have another secret trip that I'm going on. So very excited about that. And then on the 30th will be that SJM-Along on Rachel's channel. Those are all the dates that I have currently to share. So I know I talked super fast in this one, but also, like I said, I'm trying to keep the TBR a bit smaller than normal just because of all the travel that I have coming up. So I think it's still a pretty big TBR. So yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much to my channel members and patrons for supporting what I do here. If you're interested in checking that out, I have the links down below, of course, and we will see you next time. Bye.